Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to share with you our focus on Mega Goal 3.2, which centers around writing skills. The specific unit we're exploring is Unit 10, titled, They Said, We Said. Over the next few minutes, we'll look at key strategies and concepts to help improve your writing. So let's dive in and explore what this unit has to offer. Today, I want to talk about why gossip can be so boring. First, let's look at the title of this slide. Why gossip is boring. It might seem like gossip is just harmless fun, but there are actually some key reasons why it can become dull or uninteresting. We'll start with a warm-up to get us thinking about the topic. When we hear gossip, it often feels like a quick, fleeting distraction. But if we dig deeper, we'll see that gossip often lacks substance and can be repetitive. The most important idea here is that gossip tends to focus on trivial details or rumors that don't really matter in the long run. This makes the conversation less engaging and even tiresome over time. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding why gossip is boring can help us recognize the value of more meaningful and genuine interactions. When we move beyond gossip, we open the door to more enriching conversations that truly connect us. So, what do you usually talk about when you're with your friends? Do you tend to discuss your day, share funny stories, or maybe talk about your interests? These conversations are often a way for us to connect and feel closer. Now, when it comes to gossip, some people find it boring, while others see it as a fun way to stay updated or bond with friends. I think it really depends on how gossip is presented and whether it's harmless or hurtful. In this presentation, we're exploring how different types of conversations can strengthen or weaken our relationships, and understanding that can help us communicate more effectively. So, think about your own conversations and what role gossip plays in them. I want to talk about why I dislike gossip so much. For me, gossip is simply boring, and honestly, it can be quite destructive. It tends to spread rumors that can hurt people and create unnecessary conflicts. When I hear gossip, I often feel bored and a bit uncomfortable because I prefer to focus on more meaningful conversations. Because of that, I become very reluctant to share any news myself. I worry that what I say might be passed around to many different people, and I can't always be sure who knows what or how they might interpret it. It's a matter of trust and privacy. That's why I believe strongly in minding one's own business. Everyone has the right to keep their personal life private without being labeled as antisocial or peculiar. Respecting privacy isn't about being distant. It's about respecting boundaries and recognizing that everyone deserves their space. So, in the bigger picture, this ties back to our overall theme of healthy communication and respecting others. By avoiding gossip and valuing privacy, we create a more respectful and trustworthy environment for everyone. The best summary is C. Now, let's talk through why that is. Option C really captures the core message we want to convey. It highlights the most important aspects without unnecessary detail. This helps us focus on what truly matters and keeps our audience engaged. Remember, in any presentation, clarity and conciseness are key. So, choosing the summary that best encapsulates our main points ensures our message sticks. That's why, after evaluating all options, C stands out as the most effective summary. It aligns perfectly with our overall theme of clear and impactful communication. So here's an interesting point to consider. The more negative the news is, the more it tends to attract viewers, and as a result, the higher the ratings. This might seem counterintuitive, but it's a well-known phenomenon in media. People are often drawn to sensational or dismal stories because they evoke strong emotional reactions. Now let's talk about gossip. Many of us might see gossip as harmless, but in reality, it serves no meaningful purpose. It's essentially a waste of time, especially when it's just about trivial or harmful information. Gossip doesn't add value. Instead, it often distracts us from more important or productive things. You can see a pattern here. The more dismal or sensational the news, the larger the audience it attracts, and the higher the ratings it garners. This suggests that sensationalism and negativity are powerful tools for capturing attention, even if they don't contribute positively to society. And speaking specifically about gossip, it's simply a waste of time for no obvious reason. It's uninteresting and, frankly, can be quite harmful. Gossip tends to be boring for most people and can cause real damage, making it both boring and destructive. In essence, whether it's negative news or gossip, both tend to thrive on negativity, which is why they're so prevalent. But it's important to recognize that this isn't always beneficial. It's a reminder that we should be mindful of what we consume and share, understanding the impact of focusing on dismal or trivial content. Let's take a moment to review the key points from the article, as summarized in the chart. First, it highlights the main findings, emphasizing how recent developments have shifted the landscape significantly. It also points out the challenges faced, especially in adapting to these changes quickly and efficiently. Additionally, the article discusses the opportunities that arise from this new environment, encouraging innovation and strategic thinking. Overall, these insights connect to our broader theme of staying agile and proactive in a constantly evolving world. Understanding these key takeaways will help us better navigate future trends and make informed decisions moving forward. Now, when you're writing a summary, it's important to follow a few key steps. First, focus on explaining the main points thoroughly, but in a conversational way. Think of it as having a friendly chat with your audience about the essential ideas. Next, make sure to highlight the most important concepts. These are the core messages that you want your listeners to remember. And lastly, always connect these points back to the overall theme of your presentation. This helps create a cohesive story and reinforces the purpose behind your message. So, remember, be clear, engaging, and connected to the bigger picture when crafting your summary.